Hi guys, Effie here. I wanted to post this video that I made a while back but never had a chance to edit, but I wanted to post it before the holidays were over. I'm going to start off by creating a mask for my sentiment because I'm going to be stamping over the sentiment with some bursts from our Pyrotechnics set. I stamped the sentiment onto some plain typing paper and then I cut it out with my scissors. After I finish creating the mask, I am going to start stamping onto my card panel. I'm using an A2 size black cardstock for my panel, and I put it into my MISTI and I'm stamping my sentiment with some Versamark ink. Once I've applied the ink onto the stamp, I'm going to close the cover of my MISTI to stamp my card panel. Then I'm going to take some gold glitter embossing powder and spoon it over the stamped sentiment. And then I'm going to take my heat gun and apply the heat onto the sentiment where it's going to melt all that embossing powder. For this card, I'm using 2 of the bursts from our Pyrotechnics set to create a festive and bright look on this card. Now what I'm doing is I'm stretching my non-holiday stamps to create a holiday card. Now I'm just going to take the mask that I created earlier and I'm going to adhere it down onto the sentiment so that that area is protected from all of the other stamping that I'm going to do over that area. When you're creating a mask like this, you want to make sure that you're not using permanent adhesive because we are going to be lifting this mask away and we don't want to ruin the stamped card panel. Once my mask is positioned, I'm going to use these 2 stamps from our Pyrotechnics set and I'm going to alternate and stamp them all over the front of the panel. I'm kind of going in a random pattern and I'm kind of offsetting over the sentiment and off the card panel because it's going to create just a little bit more interest when you do it just a little bit more randomly. I started off by only stamping about 50% of the card with the burst because I want to see how it looks before I finish off the card with the rest of the bursts. I'm going to heat emboss what I've already stamped in the Versamark ink, and I'm just using the same gold glitter embossing powder that I used for the sentiment. This was a really quick card for me to make. I think it took me about less than 5 minutes. It doesn't require any ink. I just heat embossed the entire card. I used 2 stamp sets and 3 stamps total for this card. The gold glitter really makes it an elegant holiday card, and this is a great card that you can mass produce and create a gift set that you can give away as presents. What you can also do is replace the holiday sentiment with another kind of sentiment like a birthday sentiment or congratulations sentiment or something of that nature to create a non-holiday card using the same stamps. Now I'm going to finish off stamping the rest of the card panel with the Versamark ink, and I'm switching off between the large and small bursts. I'm going to finish heat embossing those areas. Now I saw that I kind of missed one area, or there was a bare area, so I just went ahead and stamped that in the Versamark and poured more embossing powder. Then I'm going to take my heat tool and melt that embossing powder, and this is the finished card panel. I'm going to create a side folding A2 size card base with some black cardstock. I basically took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock and cut it in half on the long side. Now I'm taking the 1/2 and I'm scoring it using my mini scoring board at 4 1/4. I'm using some heavyweight cardstock here. It's 110-pound black cardstock, which I use for the panel and for the card base. Now I'm just going to adhere the panel onto the card base using my stamp runner. The card is nearly finished. It was a very simple and quick card to make. You can switch out these sentiments to change up the theme of the card. It's also really easy to mass produce this design because there's not that much work involved. It's just stamping and heat embossing, and that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye!